Hello, my name is Ethan Koudelka, and I'm a full-time student here at Madison College. I'm currently in my fourth semester within the transfer program for a major in atmospheric and oceanic sciences. Since mid-October, I've had the pleasure of holding a student hourly position with the Antarctic Meteorological Research and Data Center, or AMRDC. Throughout my time with the team, led by Dr. Matthew Lazara, I've had various tasks, but as of recently, a majority of my time has been spent on icebergs, both in learning more about them and their processes, but also in keeping track of and getting satellite imagery of them. As I go through the presentation, I'll be briefly including images of my work, of which I've primarily focused on A68A and A74, both of which have garnered some attention from the media recently. I've also included some other images for added context. But before we talk about A74 and A68A, let's have a brief overview into where and how icebergs can form. Most commonly, they're found in the northern hemisphere near Greenland and in the southern hemisphere, the Antarctic. Icebergs form by a couple of different processes, mainly when they calve off an ice shelf, glacier, or larger iceberg. For the naming strategy behind icebergs, A74 was officially named as such by the United States National Ice Center. It was given the A as it sits in the Weddell Sea in between 0 and 90 degrees west, and 74 as it is the 74th iceberg being tracked by the National Ice Center. Recently, a large-scale effort by the United Kingdom and the United States is taking place to learn more about glaciers and their processes at Thwaites Glacier. Unfortunately, like many scientific projects, much of the effort has been put on hold due to COVID-19. But why is tracking icebergs so important? Well, when many people think of icebergs, they likely think of the Titanic, as they should. Icebergs can cause serious harm to the hull of a ship, certainly enough damage to cause them to sink or capsize. Although all icebergs have the potential to cause damage, the most dangerous are the smaller ones. They can often go undetected, and remember, much of the berg itself is underwater, so something that may look small can actually be massive underneath. Many drift into some of the world's busiest shipping lanes, so tracking them is important. Massive tabular icebergs like A68 and A74 can harm the marine life that live on the ocean seafloor. In July of 2017, when A68 broke off the Larsen Sea ice shelf, it was 5,800 square kilometers or 2,200 square miles. Weighing more than 1 trillion tons, you can see how it might do a fair amount of damage. It has taken 4 years for the iceberg to break apart and melt. More recently, A74 broke off the western portion of the Brunt ice shelf at about 1,270 kilometers or 490 square miles. It's also a massive tabular iceberg that will likely be around for the coming year. I'm thankful for the work I've been able to conduct under the AMRDC and Dr. Lazara, and I look forward to the opportunities in the future. The Antarctic is a vast continent that contains vast knowledge into our past but also our potential future. It's of the utmost importance that the work the AMRDC does is able to continue as they strive to uncover the great mysteries the cold desert presents.